There's been a lot of talk about the push and pull factors of global mass migration, especially in the region that has now become the busiest in the country, Tucson, Arizona, with a 134% increase year over year in undocumented migrants encountered, most looking to claim asylum. We met 19-year-old Lydia from Chiapas, Mexico, who had just arrived.
Mi país, las personas.
She told us in her country, people are killing people without consequences. For many of the millions of migrants who have arrived in the last few years, it often means fleeing one dangerous place for another. CBP's Air and Marine Operations took us up in their chopper to show us what they see. Hundreds of miles of desert with treacherous terrain and a border wall that more and more is breached, thanks to the immense success of human smuggling organizations, or cartels, using videos like this, showing so-called successful journeys to advertise with, quote, guarantees of safe passage. The cost? For those coming from Latin American countries, it could be around $4,000 per person. The number goes up to $20,000 for those coming from Europe or Africa. And for those coming from China, sources told me many spend between $40,000 and $60,000 each, nearly all of that going to those human smuggling organizations.
It seems like they're really savvy at using social media, at, convincing people to give everything they have and more.
They're savvy on reaching out to people and convincing them that, hey, the American dream is there for you, it's easy, it's safe, which is absolutely not true. There's no place on the southwest border more dangerous to cross the border than here in Arizona.
These dangers captured in photos taken by the Border Patrol. A woman suffering from severe dehydration, another barely able to move after falling from the wall. Those working at the Arizona Air Coordination Center are often the ones who receive the calls.
Some of these folks will get into these areas that it's going to take hours for agents to get to them.
CBP says those not left behind by smugglers are often taken to so-called stash houses where they're forced to remain until they can pay up. Agents told us the more coordinated these groups have gotten, the harder it's been for them to do their main job, to patrol the border, giving smugglers space and leeway to utilize some surprising methods of getting people or drugs into the country.
Now, as sturdy as the border wall is, those who are determined have figured out a way to penetrate it, using a blowtorch to melt the metal here, and then a sledgehammer to dig out the concrete below. It creates a gap wide enough for anyone to get through. These dates right here are when someone has come out to repair it 6 times in just 2 months.
A harsh reality those on the front line say they can no longer deny. As they struggle to keep up with processing millions of migrants, billions of dollars have flowed into the pockets of those behind bringing them here in the first place. For Spotlight on America, I'm Christine Frizzau.